In today's video, I'm cooking my top 3 meals for fat loss. They're all super easy to make, they take under 20 minutes, and they're all gonna be under 500 calories. Oh, and most importantly, they're gonna be tasty. For you guys who don't know, I'm not a full-time burrito eater, I'm actually a full-time coach. It's what I've been doing for the past 5 years, so I know what I'm on about when it comes to fat loss. So let's get into it and I'll show you 3 of my favorites. Our first meal is gonna be a breakfast muffin. These are gonna be about 300 calories and have 20 grams of protein. For this one, you're gonna need 1 muffin, 1 egg, 25 grams of avocado, some barbecue sauce, ham, and cottage cheese. First thing we're gonna do is put our pan on a medium heat, and while that's heating up, we're gonna mix our egg and cottage cheese together. I'm gonna go 25 grams of cottage cheese. Bang on 25, just pretend that was 5. Put a little bit of salt and pepper in. So we're just gonna mix it so the cottage cheese and egg is combined. By the time you mix them two together, the pan should be hot enough to cook our muffins. So just a little spray of olive oil. If you can weight them down, they'll be good. It's a little bit more of a crunch. While the bun's cooking, we're gonna chuck in our ham. If you do have some more calories, I like to use shortcut bacon, but if you're here, you probably don't have the calories. So we're gonna put 2 pieces on, which is roughly 25 grams. I'm only gonna half cook the ham, so it's still a little bit soft, not too crunchy. The main things you wanna look for when you are making meals for fat loss is just they're high protein, they're low in calorie, high volume to keep us full, and just nutritious overall to make sure we can perform and maximize muscle growth. So our buns are ready now. We're gonna take them off. Got a little bit of crunch on them, which is what we want. And then our ham's halfway done, so we'll flip them. Little bit of brownness on it, but still a little bit soft. So this meal here is a little bit higher in fat compared to some of our other meals, but it's what we call good fat. So things like eggs, avocado, they're gonna be great for our hormone health and a bunch of other body functions. So I've got my ham done here, maybe a little bit overdone, but not too bad still. So we'll set that to the side. And now give it another spray and we'll do our eggs. So that pan is really hot. So we're gonna get straight to mixing it. So remember, with our eggs, we don't want to overdo it. So that's why I've taken it off the heat and I'm going to finish cooking them before they're, what you'd say, fully cooked. So they're looking pretty good there. I usually don't really care about aesthetics, so I'd probably start building my muffin by now, but for the video, I'll wait a little bit. So our next thing we're going to do is get our 25 grams of avocado. So we're just going to chop it down the middle there. I'm just going to slice some avocado off. Bang on 26 grams there, which is good enough for me. So our next thing's gonna be ham. There's our 2 pieces on there. Our egg. Around about half a tablespoon of barbecue sauce. Some more salt. And that is our 300 calorie muffin. So the most important part, we've got to make sure it's tasty. Now, one of my favorite meals is pizza. So this next one really helps me get that fix. And it's super high in protein. This recipe here is gonna need 5 ingredients: barbecue sauce, chicken breast, cheese, a red onion, and the pizza base. So I think the most important thing for this meal is the pizza base. And for me personally, this one here is great for my goals, but you can get pizza bases which are really high in calories, really low in calories. But the main thing I look for in a pizza base is it's low in calories, high in protein, and it's tasty. And this one ticks all them boxes. So aside from the macros in this recipe, I think the best thing, it literally takes 5 minutes to prep and then the cook time's about 10 minutes. So we're gonna start with our base, which is gonna be barbecue sauce. Our next thing is going to be chicken. I'm gonna use 150 grams. Quick reminder, all these recipes are gonna be in the description. So I've just gone with the already chopped chicken breast because I'm a bit lazy. Now, depending on your goals, you can adjust the topping. So if you want more protein, put some more chicken. If you want less fat, take some cheese away. For me personally, I love the recipe, but I'm gonna obviously show you here. So we're gonna go 60 grams of mozzarella cheese. You might think this is a lot of cheese for a 500 calorie pizza, which yes it is, because this pizza is gonna be 2 servings. And then on top of our mozzarella, we're gonna go with 20 grams of Parmesan cheese. So this is gonna give it the cheesy flavor. Now we'll just chop up some red onion. We're only gonna go a few bits of onion here, maybe 3 or 4 slices down. So even there, I've cut way too much. Should have went a little bit skinnier. They're probably a tad thick them ones. So I'm just gonna put this in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, fan forced. But I usually don't keep track of the time and just grab it out when the cheese is golden. So while the pizza's cooking in the oven, we're gonna get started on our last meal. This one's super easy to do, and I've got a nice little tip here. So we've got our rice cooker out because we're gonna be making protein oats. So you can definitely do it in the microwave if you want a super quick, easy, even on top of the stove. but I love the way it comes out of a rice cooker. It comes out the yummiest in my opinion, but it's also easy to do. So you can literally do any flavor you want here. Today, I'm gonna be doing my favorite, which is gonna be a peanut butter and chocolate one. Mostly peanut butter though. So this recipe here has got 5 ingredients. We got oats, natural sweetener, some almond milk, our protein, and a banana. The banana is definitely optional. I prefer it in this recipe, but if you don't have the calories, you don't need it. So for this one here, we're gonna go with 60 grams of oats. If you wanna just cook the oats in water, go right ahead. It's gonna save you a few extra calories, but I'm using almond milk here. It's unsweetened. I think it's like 45 or 50 calories for 250 mils, which we're gonna be using that today. So like I said, 250 mils of almond milk to 60 grams of oats. I'm gonna add my sweetener in, so roughly 20 grams, just go with taste. I'm a bit of a sweet tooth, so I usually put a little bit extra. Also, I like a bit of salt. We'll mix that around. And then the best thing about the rice cooker, we can put it on cook, put our lid on, and walk away. My absolute favorite thing about this meal too is it's really high volume. Keeps you full for a very long time. Complex carbs, so they digest a little bit slower, which is obviously great for fat loss. Oh shit. Pizza. So our pizza's now done. I'm gonna grab that out. That is looking nice to me. Could probably go a little bit longer, but I think that looks good to me. So half of that's gonna be about 480 calories, and it's gonna have 55 grams of protein in there. So if you were to have the whole base, it's still gonna be under 1,000 calories and have 110 grams of protein. So the oats have been on for about 5 minutes now, which is about halfway through their cooking time. So we're gonna give it a nice little stir, just to make sure everything's nice and even and it doesn't burn or anything, not that it ever does. All right, so it's been about 5 more minutes. This is done. Now we're gonna add our protein. And if you have the calories, you can add a little bit more milk. I prefer to have a little bit more of that thicker, pasty sort of texture. So we're gonna use the Magic Mike Choc Peanut Butter Cup flavor. And we're gonna use 30 grams of it. Now, this one's optional, but I'm gonna add in some more peanut butter flavoring. I'm gonna put 5 grams in. Then from there, we're just gonna give it a nice mix. So that is the consistency I usually like. A little bit runny, a little bit pasty, what it looks like. Good thing about these rice cookers, they're literally like $10, $15 from Kmart, Big W, Target, wherever you go. From there, we'll get our banana. Again, optional. I usually put banana because I am on a lot of carbohydrates because I train a lot, especially endurance, so you want to keep your carbohydrates up. Sprinkle our banana on top. You can put berries, chocolate if you got the calories, whatever you want. I usually go banana with the peanut recipe or berries. I do like berries, especially antioxidants. Obviously the nutrition in berries are great. So this whole bowl here is going to be 500 calories and 30 plus grams of protein, and it's super high volume. It's going to keep you full for a long time, this one. This is my personal favorite either for breakfast or dessert because, like I said, keeps you full. And that's our 3 recipes done. All super high in protein, low in calories, everything you want from a cutting meal. If you want to see more in the future, let me know. Happy to make more. I've got plenty of recipes there. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you haven't already.